Hey, what is up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Becca, this is Cosplay.and.books, the channel where I talk about books and then cosplay from the ones that I like the most. And today I am here to tell you all of my recommendations for the red team for the Amazing Readathon. So if you don't know, I am co-hosting a readathon in August, which is the Amazing Readathon, and I am the one of the co-hosts for the red team. And basically, if you read a book that has 51% or more of your team's color on the cover, you get, I think it's 50 extra points. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. So I am here to give you a bunch of recommendations for the red team. So let's get into it, shall we? So first off, I'm starting with the standalones, or the first books in the series. These are all of these I have read. We'll get into the books that I plan on reading later, or I haven't read. Anyway, so the first one that I have is Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. Oh, I forgot to mention that you can, for the red team, you can use red or pink. That's why this cover is pink. So it's counting. But Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. I love this book so much. It was one of my favorites. I think it was one of the two favorites for my June wrap-up. This is sort of a spin-off series of These Violent Delights that follows Juliet's cousin Rosalind, and she goes on like a spy mission with this guy, and they fall in love, and it's all cute, and it is very sad at the end. Warning. And the second one actually comes out in November. I want to say it's either September or November, I can't remember. One of the two. I think it might be September, I'll have to check. But it is a very good book, and I love it very much, so you should read it. The next one is actually a manga series of specifically the first and I want to say the 6th volume. Again, I'm probably wrong on that, we'll see. But it is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. This is one of my favorite manga series ever. And actually, it will, if you read it, you'll get bonus currency for the traveling, because it is a host favorite. My favorite. Also, Foul Lady Fortune also gets you that. I'm helping you guys out by giving you red covers and host favorites. You're welcome. I didn't mean to do that when I was putting host favorites. It just happened. But yeah, I think it's volume 1, and I want to say volume 6, again, I could be wrong, I'll put it on the screen here, are red and pink, so do with that what you will. The next one I have, I was kind of iffy about putting this one, but I think it might add up to 51%, especially possibly the back. I don't have a physical copy, so I can't look at it, so if you do and you don't think it counts, that's totally up to you. It is Only a Monster by Vanessa Lynn. I read this book in May, and it was actually really good. It's about a girl who finds out she is what's called a monster, and she has to sort of team up with this guy that her family hates, and his family hates her family, and they have to team up because they are both being hunted by this monster hunter who the girl is actually in love with, because it's like a friend of hers, but she didn't know at the time. So it is a very good book. I definitely recommend it. I actually have a physical copy of this book. Obviously, it is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Again, this is kind of an iffy one because it's not super red, but I don't know. Considering all of it, also if we are taking into consideration of the naked covers, then maybe the paperback one will not count, probably, I think. I don't actually know. Maybe. I don't know. It depends. I think it's really up to you. If you don't want someone else counting it, if you wouldn't want someone else counting it, don't count it, because then it'd be cheating. So yeah, if you think that you'd be fine with other people counting it, then you count it. It's completely up to you guys. The next book is another pink one, actually, which is You've Reached Sam. I read this back in April, And it was a really good book. I think I only gave it like 3.75 stars, but it was a very cute, sad book. I mean, you can see how many blue tabs I used. It's very sad. I think at a point I ran out of blue tabs and had to start using another color. I can't remember if that was this one or another book. But it's a very good book. And it has a decent amount of pink on it. So, yeah. I think it's a good book. The next one is also a manga, which is Cells at Work, specifically volume 1 and kind of volume 4. So they both have like characters in red. This one has, I forgot her name. What's her name? I don't remember what her name is. Something, her name. And the first one has the red blood cell on it, but also the back is almost completely red. So again, it's sort of like, if you don't want someone else counting it, then don't count it, but I think it counts, in my opinion. So, now the next one is actually dependent on which version that you have, because the normal version, like the normal US version, is not pink, but the UK and the Barnes & Noble exclusive one is. And that is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. So the UK cover and also the Barnes & Noble exclusive are both pink, but if you don't have either one of those versions, then it won't count, because the normal US version is just like is black with a little bit of pink, but not enough. So that's completely up to what version you have. The next little category, sort of subgenre that I've been doing is books, the next book in a series. These are sequels. I think all of them are either no, there's one that's like the 7th book in a series, but you'll see. Most of them are sequels or the 3rd book, because a lot of these are trilogies or duologies, and all of them I have read, and yeah. So the first one is Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. Renegades does not count because it is it's a more blue cover than red, but Arch Enemies does have more red to it, so I would count it. So yeah. The next one, I have a physical copy, this is the only one I have a physical copy of in this section, is Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is a fairy red book, and I love this book. Honestly, the series is really quick to get through. You could probably read the whole series in a week. I don't know. So if you haven't read the first one, you should do it now while you're thinking about it. And then you can read this one in August for the red team. You know? Yeah. You know. The next one is actually, how many volumes is that? 6 different volumes of manga, which is Assassination Classroom, Volume 3, 4, 7, 13, 16, and 18. So all of those have either pink or red on their cover, like mostly pink or red on the cover. You're welcome for doing all that research. I really recommend this series. It is a very quick get through because it's a manga, so it's about a class of junior high students trying to kill their teacher, who is a giant octopus who blew up the moon. It's a great series, trust me. The next one is A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the 3rd and final book in the Curse So Dark and Lonely series, or the Curse Breaker series. I really like this book. This was probably, I want to say it was my favorite because I rated it 5 stars, but I loved A Heart So Fierce and Broken way more, which is weird. But I rated that one lower. It's weird. I have a weird mentality of it. Okay, it's weird. Anyway, I liked this book. It was very good. I read it in like one day. So, the next book is The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the 3rd and final book in the Inheritance Games trilogy. Did I want to put this on the list? Not really. I don't really like this book as much as I liked the rest of the series. I don't know. It might just be me. It's probably not just me. I think everyone else has the same opinion. It's a good book, but I don't really recommend it if you like Grayson, because it will ruin him completely. Anyway, And the last book in this category is Believe Me by Tera Mafi. This is the final novella of the Shatter Me series. This is like Juliet and Aaron's wedding, and it is a very cute book. I really enjoyed this one. Now I have a very long list of my TBR possibilities. So these are all the books that not that I want to get in August, but a bunch of read books that I could possibly read in August if I so choose to. And also if you want to. So the first one is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I still don't know how to pronounce this. This is very red, as you can see. It has a lot of red on it. It's about a girl who goes to try to find her mother because her mother went missing, and she's trying to figure out what happened, where she is, and she ends up teaming up with a con man who, and then his enemies like follow him or like track him down, and so he has to play this like game. I don't exactly know what it's about, and she also has to play it to save him. That sounds very interesting. I really want to read it. So the next book that I have is One of Us Is Next by Karen McManus, sorry. This is the second book in the One of Us Is Lying series. I don't know if that's actually its name or not, or if it has another name. But this one is a very red cover. So, it's a mystery. I don't know much about it. The next book is Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Caesar. I'm gonna say that's right. I'm probably wrong. Do I know what this book is about? Not really. I kind of forgot. Is it red? Yeah. Do with that information what you will. The ones I don't have physical copies for, or that I haven't read, I don't know much about. So just look it up, It'll be fine. Unless I know what it is about. Next is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'm horrible with names. But this, I can't remember what this book is about. But it looks cool, and I want to read it. So, yay. The next one is The Loop by Robert Johnson. Don't remember what this is about either. I'm horrible at this. I'm sorry. I want to say it's about someone in a loop. Maybe it's like a Groundhog Day situation. I can't remember. The next is The Queen of Tearling or Tearling. Again, I don't remember what this is about. It's about a queen, I assume. That's about all I remember. Okay. The next one is The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. This is the second book in the Truly Devious series. I have the first book. I haven't read it yet. I'm hoping to read it. It's a murder mystery, true crime kind of thing. Sounds interesting, and the second one is very red. The next one is Girl Forgotten by April Henry. This is about like a girl who starts a true crime podcast and I think ends up figuring out a murder. I can't remember. Could be wrong about that. And it is it reminds me that it gives me the vibe of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I really like that series, so maybe I will like this one as well. The next one is Four Found Dead by Natalie D. Richards. I don't remember what this is about. I assume it's about 4 people that were found dead. So it's obviously like a mystery or a thriller or something. So, sounds interesting. The next one is The Wrath and the Dawn. I don't remember what this is. Again, I am awful at this. I don't remember anything about any of these books. Well, I remember some of them. But yeah, it is a very red cover. The next one is a very pink cover, which is The Prince of Prohibition by Marilyn Marks. This is a historical fiction set in the 1920s, and I believe it has fae in it. Could be wrong. I think that's right. I think the main dude is like a dark I think. I'm probably wrong. Anyway. The next one is Scythe. This is, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about what this book is about, but I'll tell you anyway, because it's one that I can remember, I think. It's about these two people that are what are called Scythes. I think that's what they're called. Could be wrong. And they basically control death, or like how death works, or like who dies. They're like Grim Reapers, but there's a lot of them. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it's about. Anyway, the next one is Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. This is the second book in the These Violent Delights duology. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in the 1920s. That's all I know. I'm terrified to read this one because I got spoilers from it, for it, and so I'm scared. Anyway, the next one is Ensnared by A.G. Howard. This is the third book in the, I think it's just like the Splintered series, which is like an Alice in Wonderland retelling. I read the first one back in March, I want to say. March or May. It was March. It was good. It was okay. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, this one's read. This is the third book though, so you would have to read the first and the second, which are not read. I don't know. Maybe I'll read the second one soon. Who knows? Probably not. The next one is The Shadows Between Us. This is about, I think it's about I don't remember like if she's royalty. I think it's this girl who goes to kill a king and then ends up falling in love with him. So it's like an enemies to lovers situation, and I love an enemies to lovers situation. So that sounds fun. The next one is Where Dreams Descend. I still don't remember I want to say it's about a circus, but I'm probably wrong. I'm like most likely wrong. I also want to say it's historical fiction, but I could be wrong about that too. I don't know. We'll see. It does sound interesting and I do want to read it. It's probably like one of my top, like the priority besides like another book that I have that's not on this list because it's not read. But this is probably the main book, the main like read book that I really want to read. So, hoping I get to it. The next one is Midnight Strikes. I don't remember what this is about. It's something and it's red. That's why I put it on here. The next one is Roman and Jewel. This is sort of a Romeo and Juliet retelling. It's about a girl who is on Broadway. It's about this Broadway show that is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, and the main character ends up being the understudy for the Juliet character, but when she is practicing with the guy playing the Romeo character, like a video gets leaked and people start arguing on whether she should be Juliet or the actual person that was cast as Juliet should be her. I think her actual name is Jewel, like the characters. The Juliet character, I keep saying Juliet, but the Juliet character's name is Jewel, I believe, so. It sounds interesting, and I do love a theater. I do love a theater plot, and I love a Romeo and Juliet retelling. The next one is The Block by Ben Oliver. This is the second book in, I think, what's called the Loop series. It's like a Maze Runner crossover with the Matrix, I think. I could be wrong about that. The last book, I actually have the physical copy, and again, this is kind of another one that's kind of iffy, but the back really got it because we got confirmed that we are allowed to, like, the back also counts as that 51%, so I'm gonna count it for now, which is Leviathan by Scott Westerfield. It has a lot of red on it. It has like everything but the gears is red, and then the back also has a decent amount of red. So I'm counting it for now. We'll see if it actually works. I don't know. But yeah, that is my red recommendation. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below which team for the Amazing Readathon you are joining. In my opinion, it should be the red, but you know, It's up to you. And make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!